There we go. All right. Right?
Mm-hmm. So,
are we live?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm Freedom, and you're watching Occupy Freedom LA. That's my channel. So the tables have just been turned. We have Annabelle Park here from the coffee party. I just interviewed her, and she decided that she wants to interview me. So hi. So I came out from LA for J16, 17, and 20, 3 actions in DC: Occupy the Dream, Occupy the Courts, and Occupy Congress. And what's on my mind right now is a lot of processing, because it's been an extraordinary week. I mean, on so many levels. It's like, where do you start? I have witnessed so much. I've become so inspired. I feel empowered by the work that I'm doing, and literally occupying Congress with thousands of occupiers. I went into my own congressman's office and had a conversation that surprisingly was welcomed in by him until he realized that I was filming, at which point his demeanor changed. He did a 180 and couldn't get rid of me fast enough, so that was extraordinary. I mean, there's just so many highlights. I also actually skipped to New York last night. I went to Occupy Wall Street and spent 24 hours in New York, and I streamed their GA last night and got to see the whole Wall Street everything. And that was amazing. I mean, it's just, we're witnessing history unfolding, and the role that I'm playing is so fulfilling and so rewarding. And today was extraordinary. I mean, it got quite brutal with the cops on the steps of the Supreme Court, and just the hypocrisy of our world right now is upsetting to me. I mean, it hit me today in a way that it hasn't up till now. And I was there in LA. I streamed the raid the whole night. I mean, I've seen a lot of it. But today in particular, it really got to me when I saw some cops, and I wasn't really thinking their behavior was looking entirely legal, maybe. I thought they were out of line a little bit, and I was asking for badge numbers and names, and many of them were not wearing badge numbers or names, and they wouldn't acknowledge me, and I was asking them for their commanding officer. They wouldn't acknowledge me. I was standing directly in front of them. It was like I wasn't even alive. No shake of a head, no eye contact, nothing. And it really upset me. And I was on the steps of the Supreme Court there, and just inscribed on the building. I forget exactly what it said, but I kept reading it, justice for all or something, and I was just going, justice is not here. It just can't be legal that these officers don't have to tell me who their commanding officer is. And somebody identified the commanding officer for me, and I kept asking him, "Sir, are you the commanding officer here?" He would not acknowledge me. He would not make eye contact with me. And then later, I saw him on the megaphone announcing that the occupiers needed to be dispersed, or they would be risking arrest. We had 200 chanting occupiers on the top of the steps at the Supreme Court, and this one cop with a megaphone 100 yards away going, "You need to," and I just went up to the camera and I said, "They can't hear you, sir," to make sure that if they start arresting people and say, "We gave them," and I saw another cop whispering in his radio, "Oh, first order to disperse," and I said, "They can't hear you, sir. They're chanting up there. You need to get closer." Making sure that the record was showing. At that point, I had nearly 1,000 people watching from all over the world, and I just, I'm trying to be a witness to the injustice that I'm seeing.
Wow.
What else do you want to know?
So when do you go back?
I'm going back tomorrow.
What's the first thing you're going to do? What's your plan?
Obsessively review my footage from this trip, create highlights, tweet them out. Part of it for me too is a little bit of survival mode, because I'm doing this on donations from my viewers, and they're few and far between. So I've got to get into kind of fundraising mode, which I don't like doing, but I'm completely reliant on donors, donations from my viewers at this point, which is not enough. On raid night, I got a couple of donations thrown my way. I got a very generous person to buy me a ticket to DC for this, but I'm out of pocket. I'm buying equipment, so I spend, unfortunately, it's frustrating for me that I have to spend time in survival mode trying to keep a roof over my head, because all I want to do is sit and keep getting the story out. I want to tell the story. I want to show the people around the world what's happening. And one of the things I say a lot while I'm streaming is, I'm bringing you the story from the front lines of the evolution. And it's like you can look for miles away, as far as the eye can see, and there's no mainstream media camera in sight. And I'm right there in the cop's face going, this is not going to fly. I had a cop try to push my camera down today and then block my shot while somebody was getting arrested. And I was in his face. I said, "You are not taking away my freedom of the press. You are not taking away my First Amendment. You know, like over my dead body. Like, it's not going to happen. I'm here to tell the story and bring it to the people. So I'm just doing the best I can with that."
That's amazing. So what's your dream? What do you want to see happen with this movement?
I want to see it be 1,000 times bigger than it is. You know, I'm on too many committees at Occupy LA, and one thing that I continually see that we need help with is outreach. We need to be mobilizing more people. There's a lot of people that feel the way that we do. You know, I think that the crackdowns, they've been very successful in getting the public to think that it's over. You know,
Yeah.
interviewing people in the subway in New York yesterday, and everybody's talking about it in past tense.
Yeah.
And I'm going, it's still there. You know, we go down to Zuccotti Park, and there's 3 people there. We have shifts, you know. There's a guy with the Ustream attached, and he walks around all day. He's in his, like, snowsuit, and he has this thing around his neck so his hands can stay in his pockets. He's Ustreaming 24 hours a day. You know, and they're staying occupied in the park, but people don't know that. People don't know that at 60 Wall Street, there are working groups of occupiers everywhere planning actions. They think the camps are gone, the Occupy is gone. Mainstream media has been very effective in getting people to believe this. So what I want to see is I want to see 10,000, 100,000, 1 million people walking through these streets, marching through these streets, just like we did here the other night, 3,000 strong. I want to see, you know, literally this being 1,000 times bigger. You know, because they're already paying attention. Clearly, they're shaking in their boots. In Congress, in the Supreme Court, you know, they're shaking in their boots. They're expecting us. They're bringing out the forces to keep us down because they recognize the threat to the powers that be and the way things have been, the status quo that's now in this country. And those days are coming to an end, and they recognize that. So I think there's a lot of effort to shut down the movement, and we just have to fight back, and we have to grow it. We have to grow it. We have to grow it.
Okay. Thank you. That was awesome.
Thank you.
Okay, you have any questions? Okay.
Okay.
Any questions?
Camera shy. Do you have any questions? Anything you want to know?
No, I think for me, I'm just very inspired by you and the fact that
You're inspiring.
you're inspiring because you're following your heart and your passion, and
It's beautiful.
it's beautiful, and you're living on donations, and it's just,
I know what that's like.
but it's so beautiful
Yeah.
because you're just giving all of yourself.
And and you can tell.
Yeah.
Well, I can't help but do it. Like, you know, I wrote a blog post on my Tumblr blog on New Year's when I was reflecting on the last year, you know, when it became New Year's 2011 compared to 2012. And it's incredible how much my life has transformed in 1 year, how much I've become educated by the Occupy movement. I've been an activist for a long time, but I didn't pay that much attention to the financial stuff. Now I'm very educated on that. And, you know, it's enraging when you get to know the facts. And so I want to bring that information to more people. But I feel very called to do this work. Like, almost like all my former experiences leading up to this, I can take a piece from each of those that have been preparing me for this point, you know?
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at. So thanks for listening. That's my story.
Well, thank you.
Thanks, you guys. Look at these sweet ladies. Okay, thank you so much. Right on, Coffee Party. I'm going to spend more time on your website, on your Facebook page. And what's the Twitter? Tell people.
Coffee Party USA.
CoffeePartyUSA.
The URL for the website
All
is
of it.
coffeepartyusa.com, and Twitter handle is coffeepartyusa, and on Facebook, where we're most active, is facebook.com/coffeeparty.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a great conversation going on. On our website is our position paper. I would love for people to look at
The position paper on your website.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's very much in line with what the Occupy is doing. It's about campaign finance, Wall Street reform, tax reform, structural problems that we have to fix.
Great. Okay. Thank you. Thanks, ladies. Really nice chatting with you.
Talk to you. You did a great interview.
Thanks. All right. Bye.